Hey everybody,
Yeah.
welcome back. If you want to see, that was some really good stuff we just had for the last
That
5
was
minutes.
comic
That
gold.
was some
He did
comic
that on
gold.
purpose.
You deleted it?
Oh man.
Oh, we were on the
Oh, no,
wrong
see, that-
page.
that
We
could
were on the
put-
wrong
That
page.
could put traffic on your page.
All right, well we're back.
Oh.
We're back, and we're here for.
That's all the
For those of
comedy
you
I
wondering-
got for today.
For those of you wondering what the
Put
hell,
a fork in you.
we're back, and wow, I'm sorry for that. But so welcome to our second. Are you sure we're on the right page now, Brian?
This
We're gonna have
must
to
be
review
rich.
your contract after this evening, okay? Oh. Anyway, welcome to our second blind or second.
Our
well,
second
I'm
blind
I'm-
tasting?
Yeah, second blind tasting for the first time. Our second back to school education class. I'm Brian. This is Matt, and that is
I'm
Sarah. And we are coming to you to do a little blind tasting this evening. And another way to call it would probably be a taste like a pro, because this is how sommeliers would taste wine when they're tasting it blind. So hopefully, while we plan on having some fun tonight, we hopefully are going to have you come away with a little bit of education as well. So a couple housekeeping items that I'll go back through for the second time since we were halfway through them, but that's okay.
Listen,
Hope you like the little containers that you went home with, the little glass guys. Hell of a lot easier to fill than the plastic to-go cups that I did. But hey, this is an evolution here. So hopefully you like those. You can put your own little favorite beverage in those and take them to the park with you, whatever you want to do. So
We didn't say that.
I'd never, no, not at all.
or opium.
Yes, we'll put opium in there. One of the
I am
things.
not a doctor. I am not
There we go
suggesting
again.
opium as a cure for
Do you want to
COVID.
get that, Matt?
What's that?
Hold on for a second.
Matt needs to take,
Matt's gonna get
take
that.
this call.
Hello?
Just
No.
think-
No.
You got the wrong number.
No. SOS.
All right.
No me digas.
You know?
All right, so we're back.
Wrong number.
Wrong number. We're going to try and stump Sarah tonight. Sarah does not know what the wines are, neither does Aaron. Now, Matt, myself, and Brian know what they are because we put the presentation
Yeah.
together. So we're going to, that doesn't mean we know what the wines are
No.
even when we're tasting them. So that's going to be kind of fun. Make sure you have something to write with, because once we tell you the wines, we're also going to tell you on this guy right here, we're going to tell you what the wines are, write them down, and we're going to tell you what the discounted one night price. I think you need to have it by Friday. So have something to write with. What else do I got here? Oh, by the way, thank you for the orders today. I spent 6 hours in the back room. Came in here thinking at 9 o'clock, thinking I'd have about 32 to 33 orders. And by the time the day was over, we were about 65, 66 orders. So thank you for that. And my Lord, are my feet tired.
Well, that was just the Johnson family.
And that was
Hey,
just
guys.
the Johnson family. Thank you to the Johnson family for that. So let's talk for a couple seconds about the elephant in the room, the announcements today about reopening. We are going to open very slowly and very safely. Here at WineStyles, we are not going to open until Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. When we open at 11, we will be open to the public, but we'll open it we're going to limit our hours, and obviously seating is going to be to 50%, and we're going to be very cognizant. We'll be wearing masks, and we're going to be very cognizant of your safety and the employee safety. As it relates to beer styles, we've taken a stance that we're not going to open right now until Tuesday. And with that venue, most of you, hopefully all of you, have been in that venue. It is Jihugic. That is a word.
That's an
Jihugic.
Andrianism.
That's an Andrea word, right?
Jihugic.
So we're going to open up probably less than 50% of that, and we'll still be able to distance quite a bit with that.
Okay.
So, hey, Ada and
How you
Nicole,
doing, man?
what's up? So we're going to be very cognizant of safety. Safety is first for us, and service, and we're going to be wearing masks and all of that, all the protocol as well. So be looking for more information on that. But I just wanted to give everyone an update on that. Oh, by the way, don't forget. But on Friday we are going to virtually celebrate Next Door Virtual 515 Day. We're going to grill some burgers, $5 cheeseburgers that you can take and take home with you, and then we're going to do $2 off any Iowa beer crowlers, so $2 off of those. So
Not virtual burgers.
Yeah, actual burgers.
Actual
these are going to be actual burgers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, listen. Without further ado, let's get started with this blind tasting.
Break out
I am
the wine.
super excited about this. I don't know if any of you remember what we really wanted to do is do a double blind where you pour it into a black glass, which is kind of cool because you can taste white wine, and it would fool you to thinking it's red wine, but we couldn't do that. But maybe that's something we do this fall. But I'm going to hand it over to you, and you can kind of give a layout of what we're going to do tonight. Okay. And we'll take it from there. But
so
ready, set, go.
Most importantly, we are going to drink tonight.
Yes.
That's really what wine's all about. Wine is fun. Wine is communal. Should be enjoyable. And we're going to go through, and hopefully this kind of helps you a little bit understand when you read tasting notes, when you see something about a wine, you can kind of understand what the wine writer, the reviewer, or even your friendly neighborhood wine merchant is saying when we talk about these things. We're going to not necessarily over the top mimic a complete sommelier blind tasting exam, but we're going to talk a little bit about what you're looking for. Too often, at least for myself, I would get caught in a rut of drinking the same thing over and over again, and I find blind tasting helps me branch out and maybe remind myself that there are things that I do like. I may not buy a Merlot every day of the week, but then I may blind taste one when a rep comes in, and all of a sudden I remember, hey, I really freaking like Merlot. So you have your wine samples in front of you, and hopefully you've taken them out of the fridge. Possibly you've drank them.
Put them all in one glass.
That's just fine.
Yeah.
That's just fine.
Talk about marathon.
I'm sure you're pre-gaming, just like we have been here. What I'm going to do is just... What's that?
My pre-game.
Is it? Do you want some more pre-game?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. What we're going to do is just quickly run through the sheets that you have that came with the tasting kit, as well as kind of the process we're going to go through with each wine. Right now, you should have in front of you your tasting grid. Now, this is a modified version of one from the Quarter of Master Sommeliers. Took this one off of Wine Folly because they make incredible graphics and make things a little bit more accessible. But as you can see, there are several different sections of what we're looking for when we purchase these wines. Too often, you can sit there and just say, oh yeah, that's a good wine. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to sell it. But you need some sort of variety on the shelf. So sitting here looking through this, I'm going to find wines for the shop. Sarah and Brian and I can sell that are bold wines, a little bit lighter bodied wines, different flavors, because a lot of times you guys come in and just say, what's new? What are you enjoying? What's different? And if all we have are California cabs on the shelf, then there's really no difference between us and Walmart.
True.
And they may say California on it, but it's only 75% California. So lots of wine laws that we can go through. So you've got your tasting grid here. You've got your visual. You've got your sense of smell. Kind of the way that the wine's put together. You've got a conclusion, an initial conclusion, and a final conclusion. We're not going to be quite that structured on it, but we are going to talk about what each wine smells like, what each wine looks like, what each wine tastes like, and then, from what your wine drinking palate has experienced in your life, we want you guys to chime in, take a guess. Sarah's going to play along as well and take some guesses. We may nudge you along with a couple of things, but if you smell something, if you taste something, hold on. If you smell something in the wine, if you taste something in the drink, feel free to chime in on it. We'll be watching. There really aren't a lot of wrong answers. I mean, there will be some wrong answers.
Most of Jared's answers.
I will, and I will point them out.
Because he might say something like feet.
Or chicken lips.
Yes. Chickens have lips.
Yeah, I mean
Can they whistle?
that's kind of what he does. So yeah, we'll pop up the first slide here just as we go through the look, the smell, and the taste. Cool. Yeah, we can go. We can go through that. You guys know we have classes.
We do.
Yeah, and classes coming up. On the next one, we have.
What are we doing next?
We're doing rosé in June.
All about rosé.
All about
Ooh,
rosé.
yeah.
So that's an excuse for us to drink awesome.
So in
rosés.
June, June is a year away in COVID days and months and hours. We're going to probably get back to doing a very limited on-premise and then a virtual as well. So we're going to do some type of combination of the two, but we don't know what that looks like yet. So
just bear with us. We're doing it on the fly.
Whoa! Shut up.
just turn your volume down.
Combination.
No, I just wanted it to share.
Go
I
to the
can't
next.
get it to- yeah,
go
the
to
next slide. Yeah. It won't work. I'll have to do it later
Technology.
because
I've got it on
I'm
mine.
foolish. There
Well,
we go.
you want mine?
No, I was just going to share it to my page so that more people could enjoy the comedy stylings of Matt, Brian, and Sarah. But I'll get it later. So there's your tasting grid, close-up of it, which is the best part. So we have look. You're not just going to stare at the wine for color, you're also looking at the density of that color, how it changes in the glass. You're looking for the tears or the legs. Now really all the tears are going to tell you is the alcohol content of it. Maybe a little bit on the sugar. If there's a lot of sugar in a wine, then it's going to be much more viscous and it's going to coat the glass. But when you have really, really heavy tears, that's going to hint that it's a very alcoholic wine. Normally, if it's just kind of sitting and in the middle of the road, because most of you have drank a lot of wine, and I'm sure you've noticed the legs on your glass before. If it's in the middle, it's probably 13.5%, which is kind of middle of the road. Then we've got smell. Yeah, there's a lot on this slide. But basically what you're looking for, smell the fruit. Now, is it just, strawberries, or is it underripe strawberries? Is it, cooked strawberries? All of these things, I encourage you to just kind of throw things out and go with your first instinct. Then we've got secondary aromas like herbs, thyme, maybe tarragon. Maybe it smelled like a guy named Herb. It could be that
Oh,
The
too.
guy you met
Yeah.
once named
I
Herb.
sure hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then there's oak and different oaks impart different flavors, but vanilla, cocoa, allspice, cola, cedar, all these things that you smell, those are going to be indications that a wine's been oaked. And then earthiness, like if you're in a forest and it's just rained, or you can kind of smell like a damp wood, that's what you're looking for. And then as you're moving on to the taste, now taste is a little bit subjective, but that's why you do it in groups. Because what I think that gooseberry tastes like may not be what you think it tastes like. You're tasting for a sweetness, which you can kind of feel and sense the sweetness. It's not necessarily a tasting of it. Tannin, does your mouth chalk up like someone's put a bunch of cotton balls in it at the dentist? Acidity, does it water on the sides of your mouth? Alcohol, does it burn right down in the middle? And the body of it, how does it taste texture-wise? If you're thinking texture, think skim milk, whole milk, or I went in the wrong direction. Skim, 2% and whole. Light, medium, and full-bodied wine. And then other flavors, these are the fun ones, where like the tennis balls. And,
Well, right. I mean, tar and that type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously, wine is, or your taste is such a memory thing too. I can remember. I don't eat many, if any, of them now, but I always remember we had a wine the other day that tasted just. And I don't remember what the heck it was, but it tasted just like watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Do you remember? It was a rosé.
Yeah.
And it might have even been that one from Frederic at Abunhouse that had that little watermelon
emotion.
thing. But that you remember those because your mind
No, it's
remembers.
like
I mean,
yum.
everyone knows what a banana tastes like, and just
Yeah.
some of those things that you will, or what a rose smells like. So it's all memory. It's muscle memory. It's a muscle memory, really. Is it?
But it is. It's kind of
Olfactory memory.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank
Yeah,
you, Sarah.
and
That's why
actually
you're
memories
here.
are tied very heavily to scents.
Yes.
So
And then after you
Little bit.
taste, you will draw a conclusion. You will jump to a conclusion, even. And that's when we want you to chime in all the time, but that's when we will ask you to kind of state aloud to the group that you're with or to us what you think it is. That's when we'll ask Sarah, and then we will reveal what the grape varietal is.
Now, do we
We'll
get to
go
make
from there.
fun of Sarah tonight too? or-
absolutely.
Always.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
always the fun part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what part of Stump Sarah does
Yeah.
that
Doesn't
need
scream
to
make
hit?
fun of Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we
well.
would never do that. We love Sarah.
Okie dokie. So I guess we'll roll into.
Oh, Rachel Edge is here. She couldn't join the class because she was too busy, but
Yeah.
she's watching now.
I'm pretty sure everything's
Hi,
going to
Rachel.
taste like Cabernet.
Yes, yes. All right, are we jumping into the 1st
Let's
wine?
jump
Let's
into
do
the
it.
first one.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let me do that before I spill it all over with this little.
Yeah.
All right, it's white.
We're not.
Careful with the
that.
frothy thing.
Yeah.
And then I will let the. I'll pour. All right.
Oh.
Let's get some sight going. Where you at?
So you're going to take a look at this wine here. And you've got your little white paper here. It was done on purpose, mostly because white paper is cheaper and abundant. But flip it over. And you're going to hold the glass over the top of it, kind of tilt it at a maybe 45-degree angle. So you're going to be holding it like this. And then you're just going to kind of look at it. You know, this is pretty clear wine. It's not real dense color. There isn't a lot of color variation at all in it. Hold it up to the light a little bit. You know, act like the Scottish friend I had, I still have him, when I was visiting him in Scotland, and he gave me my first little snifter of Scotch. And I said, so do I just knock it back? And he says, no, you don't knock it down. You got to sniff it and admire it, which is exactly what you're going to do with these wines.
Can you do that accent the entire time? That'd be great.
Little Sean Connery.
I'd like to.
Sean Connery.
So you're going to sit here and look at it a little bit. So what's the color look like? We've said it's very, very pale. There's a little bit of straw yellow in it. It is not, very dense. We're not looking at a wine, probably not looking at a wine that's very old, because if it was old and if it's white wine, it's much darker color. So we've got a light intensity, very pale hue. The legs on it, if you swirl it around just a little bit, just kind of sit there. Yeah, I mean the legs start to develop, but yeah, they're not a lot of them, not thick. Yeah, I mean we're looking at probably a medium to low alcohol wine. So first off, that's going to tell you that this is not Cabernet Sauvignon.
I think the color should be the first thing to tell you that. I hope.
So really what a wine professional is doing when they're looking at a wine and they're blind tasting it and going to draw a conclusion, they're doing deductive reasoning and deciding what it's not. So as I said, this is not Cabernet Sauvignon.
Well, I mean, what is it? What else isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
So it's, if we move out of it, it's a lighter flavor. It's probably, if I'm looking at this, it's probably not going to be oaked Chardonnay.
Right.
Because oaked Chardonnay is going to be a little bit darker color. It's going to be a little bit more texturous.
Could be an unoaked Chardonnay.
It could be.
Couldn't it?
It could be.
Right.
Wherein lies the fun, 100%
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
So now that we've kind of gotten a little bit of an idea of what
Let's drink that.
This
bad
isn't.
boy.
Yeah.
I've been cheating, by
Yeah.
the way. I just
well,
realized.
well,
that
we're gonna smell it now.
Oh, that's right. Damn it! See, I always get ahead
Yeah.
of myself.
And if you've got a nose the size of mine, you don't necessarily have to put it all the way in. I can smell something from a ways away. But yeah, I mean, you take a sniff, and it's not crazy aggressive.
You know what I get? You know what I like to say? You know what I'm getting on here?
I know what you're getting. So
Circus peanuts.
circus peanuts.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
a whole big jar of circus peanuts. in one
I
of
get
these
more
things.
acidity than
Yeah.
I get the circus peanuts.
So you're gonna take a sniff of it. Now, what do you guys smell? Anytime I'm tasting a wine and I'm smelling it, I'm trying to pick out, at minimum 3 things. Whether it's three fruits, some sort of citrus, and then if I'm, going to keep going with it, maybe 3 non-fruit, but still organic. So then that's where your herbs come in. So, just chime in. Anybody got any ideas? What do you think, Sarah?
I'm not getting a whole lot of any fruits on this. More citrusy than anything. I mean, if anything.
Get just a little bit of peach. A little bit
Maybe
of peach.
a hint. Yeah. Yep.
A little bit of pear.
And I don't know. Maybe I need it.
And honestly, a little bit of pineapple.
I can see the pineapple more than anything.
Some kind of more nectarine, maybe.
Yeah.
You get the
Yeah.
pear.
Get the pear.
Yeah.
Little of
See,
that.
to me-
Little of
yeah,
that
and
honey,
maybe that's
little honey
why
thing going
it's
on.
just so faint for me that it's just.
What's everybody
I'm not
getting?
judging a whole
Now,
lot.
is it a
Yeah, carrot.
baked pear? Is
Definitely
it,
not
Yep,
a baked
good
pear.
point.
Is it
I
a,
would say
is it a
it's
fresh
right.
pear?
Right.
I would say an almost underripe
candied?
pear
Underripe?
because it's
okay.
because it is so light and there's
Tart?
some tartness to it.
Okay.
Green apple's pretty good. I like the green apple, John.
Now, what are you getting that's anything not fruit related? I mean, circus peanuts, I guess, is.
that's
Well-
yeah.
that's non-fruit.
It's a little fruity, but it's not fruit.
cut grapefruit.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
some more acidity to it in that rum.
A little bit of wood smell, but fresh cut. Yeah. Almost kind of.
Yeah, I can see that being
Yeah.
in the woods.
I almost get like wet grass.
Yes.
Like when your grass gets.
I'm thinking like
Yeah? Nice.
I'm thinking like the
Yeah.
Seattle, like that wet.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
You
you
know,
know, you
wet
do
kinda
get a little
climate.
of that kind of salinity, a
Mhm.
little of that.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely.
Talc. Huh.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah,
mineral.
like if it's
Yeah.
kind of, if
Yeah.
LeBron James walked by you and poof, up goes the.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
you
can
get
see
that wet rock thing going on. I
Mhm.
don't know if you necessarily.
So
get it a
Jen
lot.
would
As-
love this.
As Rick
from that.
says, mineral
Yeah,
slate.
Yep.
the minerality of it. Yeah, Jen would love that.
Kind of like if you're driving down a gravel road and it's just rained, you roll down the window, kind of that minerally smell, like that fresh smell.
When do we get to taste it?
What's that? No.
Okay.
I've been tasting.
Let's
it.
taste it. I've been tasting it the whole
What the
time.
hell? Wait, what? What? We weren't supposed to taste it yet.
I know, right?
Too bad.
Shame on me. I kind of do all
So
three
you wanna-
together, to be honest with you.
I go back and forth. I go around in circles on it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
to me every time I taste it, I can pick up something different. Even as it warms up just a little bit, you catch some other things from it.
So this guy, what you want to do is make sure you kind of swish it around your mouth a little bit.
We're on wine one, by the way, in case those of you
Yeah.
keeping score at one.
We're still
We're
on wine
We're
one.
still on one.
That back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So taste. Yeah.
So if I'm going to taste this wine, I'm going to drink a whole bottle and then I'm going to taste it.
Let's talk a little bit about sweetness. Is it sweet? Is it off dry?
Yeah. You want to work it around your mouth and kind of let it sit there a little bit so it coats. Judge a wine by the second sip too, because you're going to want to wash out whatever you're pre-gaming with. But as it's through,
Mad Dog 2020.
when you do taste it and swallow, once you take that swallow, you'll start feeling a little burn kind of down in here. That's going to tell you the alcohol. So if it's just kind of light on it, then it's a little bit lower alcohol. You compare that to what you looked at, and it seemed like when you looked at the wine and the legs that it was kind of a medium to a little bit less than that acidity and alcohol. Then you're kind of in your deductive reasoning backing up your initial conclusions on that. You're gathering information. But then what you also want to do after you take that swallow is breathe in through your mouth and then out through your nose. And that's going to pull some residual aroma compounds back up through, and it's going to change it too. You'll get more of that secondary flavor. Not necessarily the fruit. You'll get more of that herbaceousness, and then maybe some of those inorganic compounds. So when someone said, maybe wood, this could be wet wood. Maybe a wood pile out back that you're getting. So things like that. Maybe damp leaves. That's kind of what you're looking for. There's, it's multi-layered on it because it's touching different points, of your olfactory sense and your taste buds. Would you?
I get a little bit of honey,
A little bit of honey?
especially
Yep.
on that grape.
Yeah, it pops right back up there on the end. Yeah.
It's good. I like. So to give a little hint to everyone, if anyone knows my wife, this is not my wife's favorite wine. So just
I would have to
just so
say,
you know.
I'm guessing
And she-
from what I think it is, it's
Yeah.
it's not my favorite either. Although this is one that I would actually
Well,
probably.
we're
drink.
not asking you what it is
Yeah.
yet, so you
And-
just
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just
just-
saying.
just knock it off.
I've got an idea.
zip it.
Yeah.
Zip it.
And when you breathe out through your nose, make sure you keep your mouth open too, just to help it circulate. So yeah, that's the
So
part
that's how
most of
we're
us
gonna-
most
that's how
of
we're
us
gonna
should jump
taste.
to
number
step 3. Yeah,
But we're gonna taste each one like that.
Yep.
Yep.
and
and
we'll run through them a little quicker on the others.
Yep.
But
Then maybe the initial conclusion piece of
Yep.
it.
So, initial conclusion. Tell the group at home, is the wine in balance? Is it way too acidic? Is it flavorless? Is it flabby? Which truly the term flabby makes a lot of sense because it just flops on your palate
And too much alcohol.
it doesn't
Doesn't
taste
make
like
alcohol
anything.
fly at you. Sometimes like some Shiraz and some Australian
Yeah.
Shirazes can get really high alcohol and they get hot and they're really unbalanced. So that's another thing to think about. You want everything in harmony. You want the fruit, alcohol, all of that stuff to be in harmony.
So I tell you what, before we get any of, well, do you want to wait until we let everyone else give some of their conclusions and then you can
Sure, that's
make
fine.
yours?
All right.
Okay.
So what? Let's
start top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get after it. What's
Yeah, what do
everyone
you
think
guys
this is?
Yeah.
You got a bunch of you out there. Almost 65 of you out there. So what?
And Jared, if you say night train,
We can no longer be friends.
or talk to me later. That's,
Night train.
That's what we pregame
Yeah.
with.
Oh no, that's
All right.
an insult. Come
We're
on.
gonna start seeing some guesses out
What
there.
do you got, folks?
and I only hold the glass here again because I've got a big nose, and sometimes I want to, smell the rim. It's kind of hard to do when I'm.
We need to get it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hear your nose gets smaller as you get older.
No,
Sharon,
it does not.
You got to guess what it is
It
too.
continues growing.
Yeah.
You got to guess. Here's a guess of Gruner. It's a great guess.
Yeah.
It's a very good guess.
Got a Chardonnay.
Jared, you don't get to like throw every grape varietal you know out there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not how this game. That's not how this game is played.
Yeah.
Sauv Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, Viognier, Grenache Blanc.
So-
4 Sauv Blancs, 1 Grigio,
Okay.
1 Grease.
Oh, I like the John Stark Old World Sauv Blanc because I like that. So
Yeah.
if we're tasting a Sauv
Yeah.
Blanc, is it a New Zealand style?
Yeah.
That's got that kind of
new
that
grassy.
that citrusy kiwi fruit type thing going on, or is it more of a California style that's got a little bit more fruit to it? So I like getting a little more specific because
Yeah.
Master Somm has to do that.
Oh, we've got white Bordeaux being tossed in
I
here.
like that.
Now, just so everyone knows, white Bordeaux generally is going to
Okay.
be Sauvignon Blanc, and it's going to be. Okay, gotcha. Is Sauvignon Blanc, maybe some Semillon in there. So, but it is a style, and if you're going to say Bordeaux Blanc, then that is something you would say in,
Yep.
in a tasting because that's more specific. So,
All right, Sarah and Aaron,
Okay.
what do you think it is?
I'm gonna go in the realm of a Pinot Gris, just because Pinot Gris is not my favorite. It tends to be, I don't get much flavor off of a Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio. Pinot Gris because I tend to enjoy a Pinot Gris over a Pinot Grigio. I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly why. But again, I don't get a whole lot of flavors off of them. I get the alcohol, I get a little bit of the acidity, and that's about all I usually get off of a Pinot Gris.
Yep.
So
Okay, good
So
choice.
my original guess was Viognier.
okay.
And then after a while I changed my mind and I
Pinot
So
Gris.
Pinot Gris from
Okay.
from the Stumps, Sarah and Aaron group.
Okay.
So let's go to the wine varietal, shall
Let's
we?
go to the next slide.
And the answer is it's Pinot Gris.
Look at that.
Pinot Gris, not Pinot Grigio.
Well, this show sucks.
I don't want to play this
Thank-
game anymore. Jeez. So
So, in truth, what we're going to talk about first here, those of you who did get Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio,
Shame.
can I show it or no?
what's that?
Should I not show
Let me
it
go
yet?
through this here and then you.
Okay.
Yeah, not yet.
No, sorry. Did I get ahead of myself?
Yeah.
sorry,
You're not
I'm sorry.
on screen,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay, good.
No.
Woo! Thank goodness.
So,
Keep me off screen.
is it? You've got the grape varietal now. Are you going to narrow it down to where is it from? Are we talking about Pinot Grigio?
Italian?
Yeah. Is it Italy? Is it Alsatian, Eastern France? Is it grown in the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon? Those are the three main kind of Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris regions that are easy to differentiate. California a lot of times, will take on that either very light Italian one or the very heavy Pacific Northwest. It's kind of a chameleon. So, quickly, send a note in and let us know what you think it is. We've got to vote for Oregon. Rick, you don't need to vote. I know that you probably will say Oregon.
Rick doesn't like Oregon wines. What are you talking about? Not at all.
Okay. I think we have some more. Or is that it?
Italy got a
Italy, Italian,
Italian.
a lot of Italy. Oh, John says
Italiano.
France. Harry says France.
Are you ready, boss man?
The difference between
Always.
Yeah.
Pinot Grigio and Grigio.
Mexico,
And
Thank you.
survey says
Oregano.
Oregon. This is from the Chehalem area of the Willamette Valley, southwest,
Willamette
actually kind of close to west of Portland. It's pretty far north, a little higher elevation. While it is a warm climate, a little bit warmer than some areas, high elevation is going to create all of those aromatics that you got, where it's not just fruit, it's complexity of herbs and all those secondary characteristics that you got.
so. Nice job, you two
Yeah.
cheaters. You saw the PowerPoint, didn't you?
Hey, no. Not
All right.
even. Honestly, this is one that I would drink. I'm not normally a Pinot Gris
From a
fan.
warmer climate.
I've found myself kind of, how do I want to put it, gravitating towards Oregonian wines, though. I think that they have a little bit more of an old world style to them, just in general. Again, in general, doesn't mean all of them do, but
Rick, I know you called it, but I put an Oregon one first because I wanted to boost your confidence. So,
All right, should we move to the second
Yeah.
one?
let's do it.
All right. Let's get after it.
yep, so you should be opening your vials now of wine.
What are you talking
To be
about?
clear.
They've already dumped those in and have been sipping on it.
There's a question coming up.
What-
Oh, by the way, before we move on too fast, grab your pens and paper here. That wine number one cost, normal retail, $24.99, and tonight it's on sale for $19.99. Or I think we put it out there till Friday. So until Friday, it's $19.99. So fill that order in. Rick Moore, I got you down for a case, and
half.
Do it.
give us a call, and we will get those orders going for you. So $24.99, $19.99.
Mine's not cut on
I
that.
got a question.
Okay, so we have a question here. Good question. Which
Well, we're going to screw with you.
Yeah.
There's no doubt we're going to
are the wines tonight going to be typical of their grape and region, or
Well-
do you have things in here that will screw with us?
I don't think it's anything that's going to.
Absolutely.
I don't think
No,
anything's going to
no.
screw with you, but I mean,
No.
we're going to throw you a couple curveballs.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Just a little
anything
something to
that's.
keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly, I tried to choose these wines in the way that I feel like wines would be
Yeah.
presented to me if
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
blind tasting for an exam. These are typical of the regions. I'm not going to pull out a Cabernet Sauvignon, that comes from,
Lebanon.
I guess maybe Ontario, where fruit wine is made or anything. I mean, I'm not going to do things like that. More than anything, I want you guys to know what these wines taste like, and I want you to have more confidence in your ordering and purchasing as well, because truly, when you see scores on wine, one of the things that they are judging is typicity. Is this what a wine from this area generally tastes like? Because too many wines are incredibly manipulated. And it's not fair to the consumer if you go to buy a Chehalem Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris and it tastes like an oak Chardonnay from Napa Valley. So no, I'm not going to throw you any curveballs on it, anything like that. I will, well, maybe some
Not that bad.
sliders.
Yeah.
Something to brush you back from the plate.
Change up.
But truly, I'm shocking. Yeah, I'm shocking.
You are shocking.
I'm very pleased that so many of you, got this right.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, many of
We've
you have
been
come to
doing
a
our
lot of
job.
these classes, and Pinot Grigio is something that kind of scares. It's kind of a dreaded varietal for people doing blind tastings because it can be so many other things. So, go ahead.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just looking at you from far,
From afar,
Aww.
from a satellite.
adoringly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to wine
Yep.
number two with the look.
Now this one's another clear one.
Yep.
I mean,
So
looking at that, that's really,
newspaper.
there's no rim on it.
So we're probably thinking this is a young wine.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't have any darkness around it. I mean, it's incredibly clear. if you maybe get your hand
Sean Petrie just joined us.
behind us a little bit.
Hi,
Yeah,
Sean.
very, very, very little hints of yellow, and actually kind of a hint of like a pale green in here
yeah.
more than anything.
Yep. Straw.
And then if we kind of look at the tears and the legs on it, I mean,
Not
yeah,
much.
again, kind of like the previous one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're starting to form here on me now. Takes a little bit, but yeah. You know, and what's happening here when you do this, you've got it swirling it, and alcohol is kind of leaving and evaporating off of the wine that's here, and it's leaving compounds on the glass. So if a lot of alcohol is evaporating, then you're going to start seeing things running down, you know, pretty quickly because of
Did
that.
you get a different wine than I did? Because I see more legs on yours.
Yeah, that's detergent. So.
I hope not.
But this, well,
Oh,
there we
I see
go.
that.
Now
There
the
we
legs
go.
are,
Yeah.
they're sitting a little bit now.
Yeah.
A little
can see
more
what-
viscosity on the wine, but not nearly enough to think that it's going to be sweet. I mean, if
No.
this was a sweet wine, I mean, that thing would be coating like honey
Yeah.
coming down the side. So now we'll move on to the smell. Ooh.
I'm getting some notes on this that, and so in the only thing I can think of is goyave, and that's what the fruit is called in Haiti. I can't think what it's called here.
Is that like orange with a lot of seeds in it?
No, more like in that passion fruit kind of realm.
Okay, there you
it's
go.
more something like that.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that.
that's all
Now
I
I cheated and moved on to the taste. But you get huge passion
Cheater.
fruit on the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the palate.
But yeah, that's. I mean, it just exploded on the nose for me. My first
Sip.
whiff on it. Yeah.
What'd you get, Aaron?
Apple.
Apple. Green apple. There you go. See?
Yeah.
She's playing along here. It's not just apple, it's green apple.
No, I get the
Yeah.
green apple
Yeah. There you go.
on the taste. That first taste of it.
Now, if we stir it up a little bit here, in Spanish is guava.
There you go.
There's just kind of a, at least,
Is that
but
Lolita?
there's,
Lolita.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the guava. It's guayave.
Hmm.
Oh.
So everybody getting on the nose. A little grapefruit.
Yeah, there's definitely
I get-
some acidity to it with that
there's,
grapefruit.
there's an herb on there. I don't know if it's-
Tarragon.
Is it tarragon?
Tarragon.
Yeah.
Got a little that kind of that
Just-
licorice, not licorice necessarily. Anise maybe.
Yeah.
Or
And if you've got a little bit dragon fruity, there we go. Yeah. Lychee. Nice. There we go.
you guys.
Although, if this is kind of like a hipster grade school, it could just be names of kids. This is Sage and Lychee, and
True that.
sorry if any of you have children named Lychee. I feel bad about that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a nickname for somebody who is.
So,
Do we get to try it now?
yeah, we do. And it will
Yeah.
smell different depending on where you smell on a glass. If it's a larger bowl glass instead of the tasting glasses, try sniffing at the top, especially with some red wines that are a little more complex. Pine. There we go. Yeah. Is it like pine, like you're in a sketchy New York City taxi cab and
No.
pine
Little
fresh?
Hanging from the bed, the
Yeah.
rear view
See,
mirror.
that's what
That's-
makes it
yeah.
fun. If you ever
Yep.
sit in a group of wine tasters, we're trying to come up with the craziest, but accurate thing. So tasting.
Here's a bunch.
Cilantro. I get that.
Here's a bunch.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of.
Oily. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
this one might actually smell pretty though.
Boy, I like that one. All right,
There's
let's try
Kind
it.
of gooseberry.
Are we already trying it? Are we trying it?
Yeah.
Have you guys been here the whole time?
No.
What? What?
So whoever's posting for our store right now makes a good point. This is a perishable skill. We do this every day.
Yeah.
We do this a lot. Probably more than our doctor would recommend.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, about as much as you folks are doing this right now. But There we go, Phaedra. Green bell pepper.
Boom.
Yeah, I
Yep.
got a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Nicely
More on the
done.
back end.
I did
Nicely
not.
done.
I did not want to say that because that's, at least in some circles, that's a dead giveaway for
yeah.
this wine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get it in the nose too.
Yep.
I definitely get it in the nose.
Yeah,
And how
that's-
many times is it that? And it's not just the power of suggestion. You're thinking.
Well, now since
figure
you
out
went
what
there, I'm
something
gonna
is.
go. I'm gonna go someplace else
Yeah.
as well. A little jalapeno.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got that
I
little
can-
bit of
yeah,
that,
I can-
kind of bite on the nose.
Mhm.
A little jalapeno.
Interestingly enough, because I know what this grape is, it is also a cousin and a more of a descendant of a grape varietal that produces a lot of spiciness in
Yeah.
it. So,
Piracies.
what's that?
Piracies.
Yeah, they're the little.
Yeah.
They have the shell on
Yes,
them. They walk
do.
around.
Yep.
and-
Yep. Hermit crabs.
Yes.
Oh,
Those are the.
you can get a little bit of bell
Yeah.
pepper and jalapeno on the
Yeah.
on the palate too. So everybody getting on the palate. Have we started tasting yet? Oh, I crack myself up. I really do. I'm the funniest guy sitting.
You know, the alcohol is not that high.
Uh-uh.
No, I mean, I'm not feeling much of a burn.
Feel
But
the burn.
wow, some acid, and it is tart AF, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm.
So,
See, and I don't get
Yes.
that as much as I
Yeah.
get that with like a Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio, definitely, I get that tartness right in
Yeah.
the pinch in the back of your
Yeah.
cheek.
this is a Sour Patch Kid here. Like if there were gooseberry Sour Patch Kids, like I'd be there. So,
So do we want to start
Okay.
guessing? I think we start guessing. Don't you think? If we don't start guessing, we're going to be here till midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I have
what
a
do we
problem
got?
with that, by the way. All right, let's see. What do you
Guesses.
got out there? Guesses, please. And the more specific you can be in your guess, the better. The more prizes we have for you. Oh, we didn't.
I don't know who Nat is, but the dead giveaway, in case you're Googling, was the
Oh yeah, you shouldn't have said
the-
that.
the green bell pepper on it. Because there are white wines that do this, but this wine does this a lot, but specifically in this region that it comes from. Nobody else? A few more? They ringing in?
Yep, they're all coming in right now. Riesling. Oh, here's one.
There we go. So we've got Riesling, Viognier, Sauvignon Blanc from a cooler climate, Riesling. Okay. Another vote for Sauv Blanc. Well, Aaron, you can go first this time.
I think it's a sad one.
Okay. And
I'll be honest. I think it is as well. And I think I know the region.
okay,
It may be Marlborough
okay.
potentially.
Why do you say that?
Just that kind of grassiness that that the green bell pepper kind of gives you that feel to it.
So we're getting some Sauv Blanc answers out
Okay.
there. So if it
From
is,
New Zealand.
yeah. So
There
if
we
it's
go.
Sauv Blanc, where's everyone thinking? Is it a California Sauv Blanc? Is it New
Otago
Zealand?
and
Is it
Chicago.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Is it
Bueller.
is it a French Sauv Blanc, which would be a white Bordeaux in many cases?
Go ahead and flick to the varietal. There we go.
It's a Sauv Blanc.
Winner, winner, chicken,
Chicken dinner.
dinner.
French.
Yep.
So,
And
do we want to tell everyone what it is already?
I think
or-
we do.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So, it is
I wonder if that's what they're-
just
Okay,
occurs
wacky.
to me if you're
Grey Wacky Marlboro. Sarah's like
Yeah.
a super taster. Both of them are.
yeah.
I don't want to play with
Which-
you guys anymore.
Statistically,
I'm taking my
more
wine
women
and
are
going home.
Yeah.
I'm taking my balls.
Wait, you can't take it all.
Yeah.
You can, wait. Well, I suppose you can. You're the boss, but
Yeah.
So the grapefruit, didn't get a ton of that off of here. Normally grapefruit is a dead giveaway for New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, like you're chewing on grapefruit pith. Greywacky is not only the name of the winery, it's a type of soil. It's kind of a slaty, shale type of soil. Yeah, this is a hallmark and a great example of what Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc tastes like. There's Kim Crawford. There's some pretty famous ones. I think Greywacky gives a little more nuanced and complex flavor, and it's really about the same price. If I'm going to order something in a restaurant and I see Kim Crawford and Greywacky, I'm probably ordering Greywacky just because it's more tart, like that real sharpness that we were all getting that just kind of pops it up. That's exactly what I look for. So good on you guys. I did like someone said cool climate or French Sauvignon Blanc. I could definitely see where you would get that with the minerality on this. That's what makes this so difficult is some wines from some areas in a very small region can mimic old world wines. And that is what keeps your friendly neighborhood wine merchant employed. If it were really, really easy, then it would be a completely different subject. But I got wine.
I honestly debated on whether this was French or not. So it took me a minute to come to the conclusion of Marlborough. But the green pepper, I think, is what really put it over the top for me on that one.
All right, so price on that wine, for those of you keeping score at home, normal price on that Greywacky is $26.99, and it's on sale for $23.75 for the next couple of days. So, and it's from our great friends at Old Bridge Cellars.
Wow. Okay.
So let's move on to wine number 3, shall we?
So
The color on this thing, it changed big time.
Yeah. There's definitely some more straw on this. A little more color to it. When you look at it in the glass, you definitely get more yellow.
it's definitely dense as compared to the last two, but I wouldn't call it a dense coloring. So again, not an old wine. I'm not going to guess that this is like a 2005 white wine. Otherwise, it would look more like toffee and caramel.
Yep.
Right.
There's no rim variation.
Yep.
Oh.
So rim variation would be it almost looks like a halo.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you hold it,
Where you
there's a
can see.
halo around the outside of the,
A little lighter on the
yep,
outside.
kind of like Saturn,
Mm.
if you will. Yeah, I went there. Said that. So by the way, we're on wine number 3. By the way,
Catch
Just-
up with us,
yeah.
folks.
So-
Come on.
Open up wine number 3.
So we've got the color here. Doing a little bit of look at it. Yeah, it's not a sweet wine.
Definitely not.
It's not. Well, I take that. Well, I will say that it is not a wine with a lot of sugar in it.
Yep.
A lot of times, a dry wine can mimic a sweet wine because of the fruit in it and the relative, balanced acidity. You just don't notice the sharpness and a balanced alcohol.
I was expecting a lot more in the way of this.
Color's not flawed. I mean, it's not a lot of.
No, it's nice
no.
and clear. Honestly, though, I was expecting okay,
Super
so I'm
clear.
getting some legs there. I was expecting more viscosity based on the color.
So, what do you guys smell?
Let's move on to that. I get a little nuttiness on there. I'm not sure what the
I'm
hell
gonna be
that is.
honest. I get petroleum.
Well, yeah, a little petroleum.
Yeah.
That's the overarching scent that I get on this. But
But there's like.
okay, so I
don't-
got some apricot.
I don't want to say hazelnut, but there's like a nut. In
Yeah,
there.
there is some little nuttiness. So that gives me the idea that there may be smoke in there,
Yeah,
aside from the color as well.
Honey roasted cashews.
there you go.
Ooh, there you
there's
go.
There's some kind of a nuttiness
Yeah.
in there. What's everyone getting?
We got petroleum, pear,
Bit of
toasted
ammonia.
pecan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, nicely done. Pears for sure.
Yeah.
What kind of pear though? So on the first wine we got a pear. This is a different.
Or
This is a different.
This
This is
would
almost
be
like
more
a
like a
Rubber
poached
tires,
pear
yeah.
or a
poached
caramelized pear.
I can see.
You know?
Caramelized, I don't get as much of the sugar,
Yeah.
but I get that more baked kind of
Cement,
feel to it.
petroleum. Oh, cement. Yeah, like wet
Concrete.
cement. Yeah.
There's a difference between cement and concrete.
Yes.
You know the difference, right?
Yes, because they use cement to make concrete.
They use the cement that's Portland cement in order to actually harden the concrete.
So we just went to a
Construction-based.
DIY
Yeah.
class all of a sudden.
Well, people get the two mixed up.
Join us tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will be building fences.
Yeah. How to
JT.
impress your
JT.
your blind date. So,
And on Saturday,
how to scare away a guy is the way it works for
how
me.
if I know it's pear? Okay.
yeah, you get a little. You definitely get a little rubber cement.
Yeah.
You always get that with.
And I know rubber. I sniff a lot of.
You
Yeah,
sniffing
you sniff-
glue?
You know, back in the day, I used to
Matt
sniff a
sniffing
lot of
glue.
glue.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
back
Things
in,
you never tell your parents.
earlier in the day.
By Matt.
Yeah.
Written by
honestly,
Matt.
I'm getting so many different flavors on when I taste this, though. The
Get a little
the
honey.
smells.
You get a lot of honey. Actually.
Yeah, definitely some great honey.
Let's see here.
All right, let's taste this bad boy. That is freaking delicious. That's all I have to say. It tastes like delicious.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Tangerine,
tastes like vacation.
apricot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I get the apricot. This is like a fruit melange.
Wow.
Which is French for menagerie.
There you go.
French for
John
mixture.
Stark is on his game
It's a fruit
tonight.
mi-
Rock
mixture.
stone and just stone that's just
I've
Yeah,
heard
green.
stone
both
fruit,
ways.
definitely stone fruit for sure. But I get so much better flavor on it than I get a nose. I get so much of that petroleum on the nose. But when I taste it, the flavor is so much better.
Honey,
Yeah, no doubt with the honey. That is so good.
and don't feel an alcoholic burn. So I'm going to guess probably
Lower alcohol.
11.5, maybe 12%.
Yep.
12. Well, that's the thing about alcohol content. You can vary like a whole.
Yeah,
point.
percentage point of what
Yeah.
they put on the label.
Yeah.
But I would guess. I think 12 to. Yeah, 12
Wow.
would be good.
That is really good.
That is really good. I do like this one a lot.
All right, kids.
Conclusion.
Conclusion.
Oh, buddy.
Poor, average, good.
I think-
Cool climate, warm climate.
I'm gonna say more of a warm climate, just
Yeah?
because that
Okay.
flavor.
Origin and region, all of those things.
Apparently,
It's
the
one thing to call the grape; it's another to say where it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
and the rubber is overriding a lot of folks. I think.
from. So, what's everybody? Before you two tell us what you think, what's everybody think this is? What is the grape? It's just
Yeah.
I can drink that all day long.
Yeah, this is.
Old world,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's an old world grape. What is it, Phaedra? Matt, do you know what it is? Well, nobody knows what this is.
Okay.
Yeah,
You- you can go
honestly,
first.
Hold on,
I
let's get him a couple
Oh, give it a
seconds.
couple.
Let's get somebody.
We gotta get someone.
Yeah,
This one's hard.
it is.
Well, we didn't
It's-
say it was going to be easy. Non-oaky Chardonnay from Oregon.
There's too much fruit there.
Anita Chardonnay.
I don't know.
Chardonnay.
It's definitely got some oak on the nose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chardonnay from where?
Ooh, what would you eat with this wine? Albarino. Nice guess, Jared.
And I'll tell you why that's wrong.
And I'll tell you. Let me tell you why.
Actually, Albarino is a really. It's a grape that I love and I enjoy the texture of. But there are a few things about Viognier that make it seem like a lot of other grapes.
Viognier was a guess from
Yeah.
Deb. All right, you two.
That's where I'm
All
going.
right.
I'm going Viognier. on this
Viognier.
one. Yeah.
Okay. We're old
Vi-
world, new world.
I'm thinking old world because to me this one is
A little warmer climate?
more complex than most wines I've tasted
Okay.
for a white.
Aaron.
No.
I'm gonna say Chardonnay.
Okay.
And
Now, whites aren't
maybe
my
like a
typical.
Spain.
I like this one.
Something atypical. That's a valid point too, because there are kind of typical regions for Chardonnay.
All right.
Yeah.
Matt.
I know
I've got a
Chard.
hole in my lip, apparently.
Well, first off,
Boom.
I want you.
Sorry.
I want you all to remember that you liked it. before
Yeah,
this opens up.
exactly. Exactly.
I could
What
just-
is
I
it?
just hide this race
Exactly.
and I don't see it.
Yeah.
This excites me, honestly.
does.
Okay,
This
so
is
I was
from a
really
wine
surprised why
dorky
he went
guy.
and did
This
this
excites
outside
me
of-
because
It's a
I don't
Riesling?
like
It's a
Rieslings.
Riesling,
I don't
yeah.
like Rieslings. They're awful. They're too
Wow.
sweet for me. But I don't know why I'm talking like this.
I don't either.
That,
interesting.
my
It's a
friends, is a Riesling
Yes.
that
That's
you all
fantastic.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
I like
It's your
Riesling.
fun from
Yeah.
your friendly wine merchant.
Yes.
Those
Well,
And
no, I spilled. I have a hole in my lip because I was.
Doug
yeah.
says hi, Sarah.
Who? What?
Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
So with Riesling, many wine professionals collect Riesling. One, because it can age
That can age.
extraordinarily
It's
well.
one white wine that can.
Two, it exhibits the region incredibly well. Like terroir comes through on Riesling as well as any grape. I think Pinot Noir exhibits that the same way. But Riesling in a white wine is just amazing wherever it's made.
So do you think we might have thrown everybody off because we poured a third too?
Well, that's we're gonna have them guess where it was from, but now we know.
We don't. They don't know.
They don't know.
Camera's not on me.
Oh, okay.
Where's it from?
Where's it from?
I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Where's this from?
Anybody know? Oh, I should have gotten. I've been to this area.
Yeah, I have
should
too.
gotten a picture. Anybody?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it about 10 more seconds for people to tell me where this is from. Is it from Australia? Is it from?
I got nothing.
Australasia.
Is it from
Australia.
Washington State?
Chile?
Is it from Chile?
Yeah.
All
Got
right,
an
kids.
NZ here. Wow.
This
Also-
is
What did I say?
from Germany,
The
Germany
Germans.
and from the Mosel.
from the Mosel. And just to kind of throw a curveball, like we've been talking, it's a Spätlese. So it's a little sweeter, but it didn't come off sweet.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't come
So
off crazy
most of
sweet.
us, when we drink Rieslings, we're drinking what we call a QBA or a Qualis wine or a Cabernet. This would be up the scale of sweetness to a Spätlese, and then you have Auslese, and then you have other words I can't pronounce.
Yeah, the German ones I
Biernaslese
still
and
don't get.
Trockenbeernass. And then ice wine. But I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited because it looks like most of you are commenting on wines that you
Yeah.
enjoy. So
Yeah.
a German Mosel Spätlese Riesling that
It's
we
fantastic.
stumped. Well, I didn't think.
Phaedra,
we
you get partial credit because
Yeah.
you said Alsace, which is right across the
Yeah.
border, pretty
Yeah.
close. I do want, so on this wine, German wines, their labels are a bear for people who are not in the industry or who don't speak German.
I have a
So-
hard time with them.
Spätlese, late harvest. That doesn't mean that it's a late harvest sweet wine. It just means that it's a later ripening and it took a little bit longer to get to the sugar level that was needed. Trocken is dry. So it is a late harvested dry wine. So you get all of these great flavor compounds, but a very balanced acidity. So remember when I said earlier that a dry wine can mask itself as a sweet wine? This can trick you into thinking that it's sweet. And that also it kind of can trick you
into wanting some
I'm
more.
gonna drink some more.
That's a
I want
fantastic
some
It can
wine,
also trick you with Spätlese because it can either be dry or it can be sweet. So yeah, this was not a necessarily screwing with you or anything, but
Or maybe it was.
maybe
This
it was.
this
I
was
mean,
meant to get you
truly.
outside your box.
and
I
we
mean,
do,
the-
we
we
don't
did.
have a lot of that
Yeah.
specific wine because
Yeah.
we order a lot of Rieslings pre-order like 5 months ahead of time to come in, and we've kind of burned through a lot of them. But I can
Yeah.
definitely help you. Pair with this
Oh, I can tell you exactly.
spicy Thai food.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Chili.
Oh,
I'd put this with
oh,
chili
yeah,
too.
that would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Anything hot because the heat and the acidity of this thing are
Yeah.
going to cut together.
Fantastic.
Mugu
Yeah.
gai pan.
What? What'd you call me?
What?
So price on this wine for those you keeping score, $31.99 normally, and sale for $28.15. We just throw crazy numbers at you for sale prices.
Yeah.
So $28.15. We
You
don't
guys are gonna
have a
have
bunch of this, but we do have a lot of Spätleses in the store. So
We do, and from different regions,
yeah.
and we've got
Yeah.
some
So-
Auslese and
all right.
yeah.
So let's move to the reds, where you know who you are. You're probably pretty excited about the reds. So
I'm glad you guys are enjoying that 6-pack of beer.
yes.
That's ones I would be crushing if I were home right now. So, oh, one thing about this vineyard where this Riesling is produced, it's so steep. It's a 75-degree angle.
Careful.
Years ago, they actually built stone steps
Yeah.
into
Oh,
the,
it is.
into
Yeah,
the hillside.
And they take little trains up
Yeah.
because of how steep it is.
Yeah.
And they just throw the grapes in the trains.
Yeah.
And down
Thomas
they come.
Thomas
Yeah.
the train.
Thomas the train engine.
That's it.
All right, let's get. You should be moving on to your fourth
Not so
wine. So we're moving into some reds. So let's do. Let's get going with the look or the sight. Yeah, that bad boy.
There's not much room on this.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have an idea right off the gate just from the nose.
Yeah, take a sniff.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yeah, take a sniff.
So, okay.
Okay, you guys are you two and your little inside jokes over here.
You don't smell it?
Yeah.
All right, so this wine, at least the one we have
Yeah.
in the shop, is corked.
Yeah.
So,
So, what varietal smells like wet dog and sadness?
all right, so we have a
and-
corked wine.
Yeah, and damp newspaper.
So I'll be right back. You
Yeah.
guys keep talking. At least the color is there, and I'll
Murder
grab
Talk
a
baseball.
amongst
bottle.
yourselves.
Yeah. So
this is the
maybe
basement where someone was killed.
Maybe,
Like-
maybe
Yeah,
you tell the
basic-
group.
yeah.
Tell the group real quick
With-
while I wander off
Okay.
and drown my sorrows in another bottle of wine.
Yeah.
But tell the group what
Leave the
a
Riesling.
corked bottle.
Pass that over here.
Tell the group what a corked bottle is.
Okay.
Most folks know what it is because they've spent lots of time with us.
Yeah.
But we do have a corked bottle of
Yeah.
wine
Yeah.
here. So yeah.
And truly,
Yeah.
a lot of corked bottles you can probably tell because there's a browning across the edges of it. But this one, it looks
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it
it
looks
really
fine.
does. But a corked bottle or a compromised bottle or
promise I don't know where the wine is.
what's that? Just
Little basic.
walk straight until your head hits a bottle. It'll be right there.
I got it.
It's on the bottom shelf.
I got it.
So, so this wine, it smells like musty basement,
Yeah.
damp.
I'll be
newspaper.
right back.
Yeah, it's
No, he won't.
it's the shag carpet
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah, it's
Um,
bad. If you ever have a wine that smells like that, please, please, please don't pour it out. Put the cork into it.
Bring it back.
Hey, just
Well,
so
hold
everybody
on.
knows,
Whoa,
hold on one second.
If you bought
If
that
it came
from
from
us,
here.
yeah, then
Yeah,
bring
well,
it back.
right.
So everyone knows
Yeah.
that was a fresh bottle. Nobody has that bottle.
Nope.
So
No,
Yeah.
except for the Hinkles.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all Hinkles.
yeah. We left it out with a 60-day dry aged steak next to it to really, really smoke it up for you. Yeah, that smells bad. Okay, so looking at the color on it, what are you thinking? Is it red? Is it ruby? Is it purple? Is it
Definitely.
purple?
Is it purple? Yeah, the color on it's fine. It's crazy.
Is it dense? I mean, does it seem like me?
You're so far from dense.
They're
It's fine.
tasting already.
Posting all their photos.
This is a comic gold. You should be watching, not tasting. So throw out some of your scents. Sorry. SCENTS.
Not
Not the other. Yeah.
You guys
That happens the more you drink, of course, naturally.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah. Throw out what you're tasting. Garnet. Okay. I would agree with that. John. Yep. Definitely garnet.
I get a little more towards the ruby, just because it doesn't have that brick kind of coloring to it that garnet gets. I mean, it's somewhere. It's about right in between.
And it lightens up at the rim.
Yep.
Sarah, do you have a white wine glass?
Uh,
I don't want to use that. You have like 6 glasses, so,
hey, you're not
so
six.
this one is not off.
So as our erstwhile
Matt?
poster here
Oh, very
is-
different. Yes.
is saying if you're at a restaurant, when they present you with the cork and a little bit to taste or smell of a wine when you've chosen it, it's not necessarily about pretension. It's about checking the glass.
Yeah.
If it smells like that, send it back.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid to.
Yeah.
They're not just necessarily for you to taste and say, do I like this? They're wanting you to know that they're okay with you tasting it and saying, yeah, this is a bad bottle, and send it back. Now, if they hand you a cork and act like you're supposed to do something with it, that person's a knob, and you should mess with them. Because
Don't do
Just
that.
shove it up your
We've talked about
nose,
this.
Stick it someplace else.
Yeah.
Whatever,
yeah, because the cork itself,
No, the
it could
cork
tell you if it's been compromised. You're not going to smell a lot
No.
off of it. Traditionally, what it was meant for, when you read the side of a cork, it would have the name of the winery
So
in it.
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, they're just kind of proving authenticity. So if they're a jerk about it, I don't know, like chew it or,
Like I said,
you
stick
know,
it
so like,
someplace
oh,
else.
this is Portuguese cork, I can tell. Or just throw it across the room.
Hey, what did I miss out on? By the way?
Start speaking in tongues. No, don't do that, because I would feel bad if it was a server and not a wine steward. You know, if it's a wine steward and they're a jerk, then they're doing their job wrong.
Yes.
You know, but yeah. So lick the cork if they hand it to you. Yes, either creepily
Unless-
or seductively. It's kind of on you. Like, you
The
know,
nose on this?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I get some caramel.
not dog. So
The first scent that I got, when the first smell, was very caramely. Almost like when you're over the pot of caramel as it's cooking. You know, that scent. that
okay,
you get.
yeah.
Now
I
I'm
get a
definitely
little
getting more plum.
I get a little cherry. Almost I hate to say this. I'm going to say it anyway. A little cherry cough syrup.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah. The good flavored kind, the stuff that will
The
not.
the more spendy
Yeah,
stuff.
the spendy stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Mommy's cough syrup.
Yes.
Yes.
Said Nicole earlier said cranberry,
Cranberry. Yep.
Yeah.
raspberry.
I get a
that's
little
good.
plum though.
I'll tell you what though, in the color,
Yeah.
no rim variation. It's bright, so you know it's a lung wine.
Yeah. A long wine.
A lung wine. It's
A
a
lung
young
wine.
wine. You can tell that by the
Yeah.
color because it's bright. It's not starting to turn the brick color. We should have
Yep.
done an older wine. Note to self: next time we'll do an older.
Well,
wine.
now they know.
Well, I might be just saying that. That might be part of the script.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Brian has been known to be full of it.
Like,
Yeah.
every single day, Sarah.
Script? Full of
What-
script?
Full of script.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, he is so unscripted.
Oh,
Black
that's-
cherry.
Yeah, black cherry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Little black cherry.
There you go.
A little vanilla, I get that. All right, should we go and taste it? Let's
Yeah.
taste it.
Sorry, I get a lot of earth. I mean, I get
Mhm,
dirt. I get like forest floor.
Oh, baby.
Ooh. Definitely more
Dusty,
tannin.
Cranberries for sure.
dusty cherry.
Yep, dusty. I definitely get more tannin on this one.
Yeah, this one's got a little pull on the sides here.
A little grippy.
Tannin.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
grip.
I'm getting the tannin in
Yep.
the center. I'm not getting that pinch in the.
I'm getting a decent amount of acidity.
I'm getting some.
I could probably gleek right now.
So alcohol wise, you know,
That's
if you look at the
80s.
legs,
I love
it's certainly not super high alcohol.
No.
Anybody else getting kind of a vegetal thing on this?
Yeah, any
maybe.
in green pepper or anything or
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can see. I
Very
can see the
earthy,
mossy.
very
Yeah, I
earthy.
can see that
Pepper on this
mossy
grape
kind of
caramel.
earthiness.
Should we give them that
Pepper.
hint?
Yeah.
This grapewood's known for having a lot of green pepper
Yeah.
to it. A lot of vegetal, I should
Yeah.
say.
Vegetal and bell pepper. So
Well, you guys just.
Well,
totally
there's
take
certainly
away
a lot
from
of
me,
earth,
So,
you know. You just took a tiller into your garden.
Yeah.
Come with me on this journey, would you?
Yep.
Tiller through the garden smells like wet earth,
Mhm.
right?
and if it was a corked bottle, we took the tiller through the garden and found Fido.
Yeah. In the cardboard he was buried in.
Ooh, ooh.
Have you
Ooh,
already
that's good.
augmented the earth?
Beets.
Beets.
Holy crap!
Oh yeah,
man.
I can see that.
Beets.
Wow,
Definitely
that's
the color
really
and
good.
and a little bit of that flavor.
Oh.
I
Holy
love these people.
Yeah.
So I'm hiring.
If
Mike.
anyone wants a job, we're
Yeah.
hiring. Actually, that's not a lie. We are hiring
And
for,
hi.
for my job.
You
And mine
can't
too.
get away
All
from
right.
this.
We're gonna
So
run
let's start to guess this bad boy. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah, you
What's-
guys totally gave it away
Let's,
for me.
let's see it. Let's see it roll through here. What have you guys got?
Sarah, you don't get to guess yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
What's everybody got?
Yeah, let's review. Fairly young, decent red, a little bit darker red color. We've got red fruits. We've got some tart fruits. We've got some vegetal. We've got some spicy, some bell pepper, a little bit of earthiness. I feel like we're rolling through on it. Tobacco. That might be a little bit coming from wood that it was put in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not aged a long time, but yeah, there's a little bit of that, kind of a pipe tobacco.
Yeah.
More than anything. So we've got a vote for Syrah.
Malbec,
Malbec.
Zinfandel.
So,
Barb says no one can do our job.
yeah.
I would agree.
Well,
You're
that's-
stuck.
Well,
Sorry.
that's the key. You gotta invent a job and then fill it so that nobody else can. So,
Tempranillo, I
Yeah.
like that. Oh, it's. I love this wine.
yeah.
This is a good one.
I love you, Matt.
Malbec.
Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
Aaron,
you two and
Zen,
your bromance.
What do you got?
Zin, Merlot.
Uh-huh.
I say it's a cab.
You say
Cab?
Cabernet?
Okay.
All right. From where? Old World, New World,
We've got
California. You think
so
California?
California Cabernet
All right.
Sauvignon. Okay.
Sarah?
But I
Carmenere.
mean, not Napa for sure.
Sarah
but,
says
yeah.
Carmenere. From where?
Well, Carmenere is
China.
generally
Well,
Chile.
well,
Although
Not
there's a
always.
lot of
Not
Carmenere
always.
planted.
Yeah,
in-
but
Not necessarily.
generally.
Yeah.
So, it could be. Honestly, you know what? That could be. That could
That's
be.
why I
French.
asked the question,
Carmenere,
Sarah.
Carmenere actually came from
Well,
France.
maybe I was leading you a little
And there's
bit.
only about 4 acres that are planted. Well,
Yeah.
there's,
So
Yep.
Carmenere came from France.
Syrah.
and it was an original Bordeaux grape.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So
Syrah.
All right.
So we've got California Cab, non-Napa, and we've got Carmenere.
this
Okay.
may actually be a French Carmenere.
All right, Brian. What do we got? Wine number 4 is, drum roll, please. Wine number 4 is Cab Franc.
What was it from?
And there are many, many, many Cab Franc lovers out there in this group tonight. Jared
Yeah.
happens to be one of them, I believe. Right? So
So the bell pepper.
we got you again.
Yep, the bell pepper would definitely be a Carmenere.
Yeah.
Hallmark. That earthiness and the dusty cherry
Yep.
and the acidity.
Yeah.
Is going to pull you away from it a little bit.
Yep.
That's so
Now,
good.
you're not necessarily terribly wrong with Cabernet
No.
Sauvignon because it is a parent
Nope.
of Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cab Franc is the,
Well,
the
and
daddy, right?
You've got a lot of that. The Carmeniere's got some of that. I'm
Yeah.
tasting blind. I don't know that I would have called this Cab Franc, but it's easy
Yeah,
for me to.
So,
Cab Franc
I
tends
feel
to be a
so
little bit
misled.
lighter bodied to me.
Yeah.
So-
not as heavy as a Cab Sauvignon.
But it is old world.
Chinon.
There are a couple of really famous Cab Franc areas in the Loire Valley. This is probably the most well known of it. This is truly one of my favorite wines in the entire world. Chinon,
Oh, sure.
like Cab Franc from the Loire Valley. I love that earthiness in it that balances so well with the fruit flavors because you don't just get one thing. If you're granted, I'm a Pinot Noir nut. If you're going to do lamb chops, boy, maybe with a little bit of reduction on this, maybe a red wine reduction. Yeah, this Cab Franc is going to be phenomenal with it. Cab Franc in Argentina, they've started treating more like Cabernet Sauvignon, so it's much bigger and rounder, and you lose some of that earthiness, but it's still a really interesting full-bodied wine.
So price on this wine, $21.99 on sale for $19.35.
That's a nice price.
That was a really good
For,
year.
Yeah,
for
our
a
friends
Cab
at
Franc.
Best Case really found a great wine there for a great price.
That is a nice wine.
All right,
Cab Franc is not normally one of my go-tos, and I do like this one.
let's move on to wine number 5. You should take number 5. Oh, wow. Twitching. I like it when you twitch.
Easy.
All right.
A little more ruby to that one, that's for sure. This one here.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Because Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
This one.
Okay,
so-
we're getting quicker
Okay.
on these now. So
Okay, so this one definitely has more of a garnet color.
Mhm.
It has a little bit more of that brick oranginess to it.
brick, very, very, very.
That's a
color.
great call.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that's what this wine is known for, is its color. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
it's
it's that typical.
Yeah.
so we're on number 5 now.
Ooh, wow.
Not a lot of rim variation, but a little
No.
bit.
Yeah,
A little bit,
yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit of lighter on the outside, and it gets a little darker as it goes into the center of the glass.
But
Everyone
that
should see that a little bit.
that color stays true all the
Oh,
way through
yeah.
to the heart of it.
Yep.
Yep. And a little bit of lightness on that edge.
This is obviously
this-
Concord
This is
from
quintess-
Toronto.
This is
Oh.
quintessential. This is quintessential.
Concord.
This one.
Yeah.
Jeez, Concord's like
I was trying to mislead.
So
A little bit of brown.
not to be silly, but and I'm just going to give one away here. It's really really light, so let's assume that it's probably not a Cabernet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take
yeah,
that
this
off the
is
table
this
right now.
doesn't look like a cab.
Could be a Pinot though,
Could be.
you know. It's probably not a Zinfandel,
No, it's very earthy.
so it's
I think
probably not a
that knows.
Malbec. Remember, we're trying to decide things that it's probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting some earthiness.
It's probably
on
not a
that nose.
Syrah,
No,
right?
no.
So you can
Syrah
start
tends have a little
to-
more red.
Take that scope in a little bit and say, you know, what do we think it is, and what do we think it isn't?
And truly, many of you
Ooh, a little
have
pepper.
drank a lot of wine.
Yeah.
I bet you could tell me the country this is from just by looking at it. Like there's just something about it that feels like a wine from that country.
Yeah.
Especially
there's-
as you
there's-
smell it.
Yeah, there's definitely some herbiness to it.
This
Earthy.
this is where when I said smell, taste, and then breathe back out your nose, you're going to get tons of secondary and tertiary flavors and aromas on it.
Somebody said something about tobacco on,
Yeah.
on a wine
Tobacco.
before. This one's got just huge amount of tobacco
Rosemary?
and tar.
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there you go.
rosemary that I'm getting on that.
So without you saying anything, what flower do you smell,
Oh, ooh, pick me.
Mr. Cotter? Astringent nose. Okay, yeah.
There's
does,
We're
it kind
not
of-
going to tell you if it's an older wine or not.
Yeah, this one's definitely got some tannins to it. Feeling that in the center of my tongue. That dryness.
So this one here would be more of a tart cherry on the nose as opposed to a dark cherry or a
Mhm.
black cherry.
Or Morello.
Or Morello, yeah. Oh, baby.
Lots of herbs. Yeah, absolutely.
definitely
Lolina.
very earthy.
Yep.
You're hired, Lolina. So that's
Very
Oh, wait.
herbaceous, and there's definitely an earthiness to it, especially with that the tannin to it, kind of brings it back down to the like a base level. I think.
I
That
didn't hear any flowers on here.
I'm not catching.
Yep. You're not getting any flowers?
now with this wine
You
too.
will.
You gotta let it open up.
Yeah.
When we reveal what it is, just know that anytime you see this varietal, you
Yep.
need to let it
I
breathe.
opened
a
this
tad.
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's taste this bad boy. Let's little sippy sip here. Oh, that's so good. This is that whole memory of a child. This is that kind of that Jolly Rancher cherry for me.
I don't know how
Maybe.
I'm getting Jolly Rancher cherry because I have there's so much tannin for me. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's filling
And
up.
I'm getting it.
And the color and the translucence
Mhm.
really belies how tannic this is.
Yeah. The tannins are almost.
Lolina, what kind of flower?
Wet
Are
dripping
you're
cave.
getting more herbs and flowers, huh? No flowers?
I like that. Yeah.
Italian
Should
from
we
John Stark.
Throw the flower in
What's that?
there. Maybe at the end.
Lavender.
I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah.
This to me feels Spanish. España.
I do not get lavender. I am not going to tell you that you don't.
I get
Yeah.
a touch of lavender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see where that lavender might come in.
How about on the palate? Now that we're tasting it, what's everyone getting? Candied red fruit. It's definitely not a flawed wine. I mean, it's alcohol is not too heavy. I mean, so far tonight we've not done a lot of heavy
Yeah.
wines. I mean, if you can see the legs are, so it's a lighter. Again, we're starting to look at what it probably isn't. It's going to be probably, I'm going to throw it out, probably a cooler climate, because of the fact that it's going to be lower alcohol. So the temperature doesn't get really, really hot.
Maybe a little bit of fog. It could be.
Yeah, could be.
And
I
I
mean,
am
that's-
completely off.
So
Yeah.
okay, so we've got a guess of Sangiovese.
Sangiovese. I get a little rose petal on the nose too.
So
Yeah, I
just
can
a
see
little
that.
bit
But
dried.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like pressed.
Yeah,
dried.
pressed rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Cherries
the
and,
lavender too,
and
though.
cooked cherries. Yeah. Little tar, a little rose,
This is where that stewed fruit kind of.
Yeah.
There's
That
a-
is so good. I want another glass of that, please.
You have the bottle in front of you.
Oh, I do. That's lucky me.
Look at
cooked
you.
cherries. There we go. Yeah.
Rich
West
is saying
Coast.
West Coast, Russian River Valley. So are you saying
Yeah.
Pinot Noir, Rich?
I see where you're going. You're thinking it's an older Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, there's no limits to this. This
No,
could
that's
be
a-
a
see that.
10-year-old
The
Pinot
tannins
Noir.
for me are just
That's actually a really good extrapolation, Rich.
Yep, I like it. Is it right though?
It's
I-
that's why I use the word extrapolation.
Yeah.
It's-
All right,
It is
so-
very dry, Barb. Yeah,
Yes,
you're.
it is.
Grenache. I got a
tannins on that
Grenache. I have a
one.
Chianti.
Yeah.
I have a Grenache in there. Probably a little lighter
Cinnamon.
than what a Grenache would be.
Yeah.
Cinnamon, yeah.
But
All right, so
you ever had a cinnamon roll, or maybe like a cinnamon coffee cake that was way overbaked and incredibly dry, so you can still kind of smell the cinnamon, but you know that it's going to taste bad because it's too dry. That's the cinnamon I get. The
Yeah, way
hope for
overcooked.
actual cinnamon,
Very
but
good.
when you taste it, you don't
Yeah.
get it. So
wow, you went there, didn't you?
Yeah, that
all
was-
the way down that.
I was
rabbit hole.
like 4 seconds away from hipster jam banding.
Petit
Whatever
Verdot.
it is. Like if you're in
You're
a
also
jam
Petit
band.
Verdot.
And, yeah.
All right, what do you
Verdot.
two think?
I'll be honest. I'm kind of hanging out in the Spanish region.
Okay.
Going,
Well, hold on.
and, which
hold
I
on.
know.
You don't get to answer yet. You don't get to answer yet.
What?
Aaron goes first.
Oh, you
She,
I'm sorry. I did ask you. My
Yeah,
bad.
you're
did.
right.
but
I'm
you
sorry.
looked at me. Hey,
I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
It's
My
all right.
apologies. I'm sorry.
it's
Will
so
you
hard to
accept-
keep
Will
track.
you accept
It's
my
Aaron's turn.
apology? Whose
It's
turn is it?
It's Aaron's turn. Go.
Sorry.
Go, girl.
I don't really know, so I'm just gonna say Grenache.
Grenache. Okay.
I'm kind of feeling more.
Sarah, now you get to talk.
Spanish. I'm thinking Rioja. I mean, this feels
Okay.
like a Rioja to me.
So
I mean, just
Tempranillo
that-
or
I'm going region. I'm not going varietal. I just
Okay.
think seriously the flavor on this
All right.
just feels Rioja to me.
you guys can keep guessing. By the way, he's still got a couple.
Yeah.
So another hint would be this is my favorite wine region in the world.
Mm.
If every time, if you picked up this month's wine club wine,
Oh.
now we're really getting specific. So what is this?
For those
Show
of
me
you,
what's behind.
for those of you who speak
Door
Italian,
number.
the grape loosely translates as little fog
Little fog.
Yeah.
Yep.
because the
And there
fog
was-
comes up the vineyards.
Yep. And there were some hints we gave you. This
It's
wine,
a dark
if-
berry.
tar and
I
roses.
keep sliding
Here's
down
what-
in my seat
yeah.
the more I drink.
Guns. When you hear
Guns
guns,
and
and
Roses?
roses.
Yeah, gunflint and roses. So,
So what do we got? It is in fact Nebbiolo.
Nebbiolo.
Did we get
Nebbiolo?
that slide up?
so Nebbiolo would be Barolo, Barbaresco, Longa, all of these northwestern Italian grapes. So this wine is, in fact, an add-on for our club wines from Silvano Rigo.
So a lot of you went home with the Dolcetto and the Barbera, which I love. This is a step up from that. This wine is $32.99 normally, $29.03 tonight, all the way to Friday. You want to talk about quintessential grilling wine, or lamb, or
Yeah.
might not hold up to ribs, but steak. I think it would do okay with it. But man, what a great grilling wine, and chill it down a little bit. But what a wonderful, wonderful bottle of wine. Does everyone like this? Did you guys enjoy this one? Because
Now, if
I
you
gotta tell you.
had an
Definitely
older version of Nebbiolos, like a Barolo or a Barbaresco, you're going to get black truffle out of it too.
Yep.
And there are very, very few wines that would ever give out black truffle. And this is a young wine, and when you look at it, it almost looks like an old wine. It kind of masks
Yep.
it.
Yeah. That brick color.
Yeah. So again, not tricking you, but giving you
Oh, things to get
clues.
outside the box that you normally drink. That's part of why we're here. I mean, that's part of what club is about, actually. The intent is to bring you into wines you wouldn't normally pick off the shelf, and to taste wines that that wouldn't fit into your normal palate, your normal category. So I think that this is a perfect example of why we do the wine club.
Now, if you did like this wine, I just want you to know that it's very limited quantities of it in the state.
Andrew has a question for you, too.
We brought in, that was Jeff had written it too
Well, with
before.
DOCG.
Yeah, the first one was Jeff.
I know.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
Jeff, that
Jeff
guy.
doesn't matter. So DOCG
My
is a
son.
mark of designation, a focus, kind of like a bullseye. So if I were to say that this wine is from, Iowa, that could be a larger designation. But as you start drilling down, you go to Polk County,
Warren
then you
County.
go to, say, Warren County.
Warren, seriously, there's more.
There's wineries
and-
there, yeah.
Yeah.
But then maybe you go to East Village after that.
Yeah.
So DOCG is a very, very focused region. So you're looking at something around a specific town. This is Giannico d'Alba.
This one's funky.
Anytime. Oh, actually, can you grab the Barbera from Club? Here's a fun educational bit for you. We can zoom in
Fun
on
facts
this
with Matt.
a little bit. Actually, we'll spin it around this way here. So, yeah. So we've got an Italian wine bottle. If you see a D apostrophe, generally you can look at that and divide it by saying what comes, before it. So Barbera, that's going to be a grape. After the apostrophe, that's going to be the region. So you've got Barbera from the region around Alba. So from Alba to Alba. It's the same way with the Nebbiolo we just had. It's a good shorthand to understand where a wine comes from in Italy and what you're looking for.
So as opposed to
What do I do
say
with my hands?
French grapes.
How long has it been?
So they go strictly region. They often don't talk about the grape varietal
Yep.
itself. Whereas in Italy, they're going to talk about, they can or
Yeah.
they will talk about the grape varietal, but then they'll also talk about the region. So little differences in some of those old world regions of Europe. This has got some funk to it. It's different.
All
Yeah.
right, so we changed. We went again trying to decide what it's not. It's probably not a Pinot Noir.
No, it's not.
It's probably not a Nebbiolo.
No.
It's probably not a Sauvignon Blanc.
It's probably it's
Yeah,
probably
I
not.
would
It's
hope
probably
it's not
it's probably not a German Riesling.
Yeah, because we've already had
But
one.
it's
so
a big boy.
This has got to be.
It's
This
got-
has got to be in that.
It's got some viscosity to it. If you swirl it a little bit, you can see it in the
Oh,
glass, the legs. Remember,
got that-
viscosity basically is just an indication of alcohol. You
It's
okay?
a dark cherry.
So,
I mean, not quite purple,
Yeah.
but it's that deep dark color.
so deep
Beautiful
dark
color.
probably means it's probably not cool climate.
No.
And if
Can
I
be.
see purple, I know it's not Pinot Noir. We talk about this a lot.
Well, it can be. It's called
What's it?
Meiomi.
Yeah, it's called Meiomi. Yeah. So, when I see purple in a glass, I'm pulling grapes away.
Yeah.
I know it's not Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Probably not Gamay.
Nope. Nope. This is probably not Cab Franc.
No.
So wouldn't that be
Amy
funny? if we-
Fisher out the gate with smoke. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's some definite funk on this one, and I'm not figuring out where the
I'll make you a good
That
price,
focus.
Phaedra.
Make you good price. Yeah. So this wine,
Grandpa's Pike.
we tried
Yeah.
to stay
So good.
true to the varietal of the wine and not try and mess with you a lot.
what we got.
You didn't John. You didn't accidentally like drop a noodle from your Parmesan in there, did you? I'm not sure it's buttery.
A lot of blueberry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blueberry.
I can see that dark fruit.
So blueberry, coffee,
Like a-
chocolate.
Blueberry compote. Yeah. 'Cause there's a richness to that too.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, should we get in and taste it?
Yeah, there's some cinnamon on the back end, like blueberry on the taste. There's
There we
definitely that blueberry and cinnamon, and kind of a some sort of a fruit bake.
Definitely get some cedar on that.
Rachel in
Yep.
here, she had a wet old mulch.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the funkiness I'm getting,
Yeah.
Rachel. You got it, girl.
But not like playground mulch where
No,
like
not-
fourth graders have peed
No,
or anything.
yeah, no,
It's,
no.
like
Do they do that?
Like-
the
like-
mulch you bring to your house. After
Yes,
that.
it's the mulch in the flower
Definitely-
bed, not the mulch on the playground.
Definitely some vanilla and baking spices.
Yeah.
So
So
that's-
that blueberry, like a
Yeah.
blueberry cobbler. So you get that little bit of vanilla and that little bit of
Yeah.
that baked blueberry flavor.
So
So-
should we
Little bit of
try it?
So this has been aged in oak.
Yeah.
Like there's no
You think?
way
Yeah.
you're getting
You think?
vanilla and
No.
allspice
Yeah.
and tobacco without it being an oak. Unless it's a smoked Manhattan. next door.
Which is really interesting when you look at a red wine versus a white wine aged in oak. To
Yeah.
me, white wine and oak don't necessarily go together. No, that's not my style of wine. However, red wine and oak, there's just something that I don't know if it's the lees that the wine stays on the skin longer, and those two things go so well together with the oak. But I generally don't care for oak with white wine.
Yeah.
But I like it.
So
on
for
red
me,
wine.
this is not my style of wine. It's good. It's balanced.
Yeah.
It's varietally correct, but it's not
Yeah.
my style. Now you want to talk about a wine that's really. We talked about the other one with grilling. This one would do really
It's
well with
it's a food wine. Yeah.
with ribs and
Mhm.
smoked,
Yeah.
a smoked brisket
Yep.
or something like that.
Oh,
This would do very
Say more
well
things
with
like that.
Yeah. Say more. Talk to me more.
Creme
like
brulee with blueberry reduction on top.
That. Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at her getting crazy.
I know,
Right
right?
on.
I'm punching way above my weight class.
You
with my
certainly
lady
are. We've
friend,
told you
I
that
tell
for a
you
long
what.
time.
That's-
Yeah.
I'm, yeah, hopefully she doesn't realize she can do better.
Hey, random question. How those little glass guys work out tonight? They work out all right? Everything work out okay with those?
Like your
Did it-
Got 'em
little,
home?
little sample bottle.
Straight up, did anybody just drink out of the little
Right out. Did
vials?
anyone drink just right out of the vial? I hope not.
It's a little
Yeah.
harder to
I
get the
hope
nose
that
out
didn't
of that
happen,
because
but-
it's a little.
Anybody
small.
pour it into their nose?
Oh,
I bought
oh.
1,200 of those. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Poured
And
into
they're
your
all
nose.
in Matt's
Oh, geez.
garage.
We've been shooting them with BB guns
It's
and
been
rubber
a
band
blast.
guns.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, buddy.
All right, should we move to what everyone thinks this wine is?
Hey,
Or
Luann,
what?
this would go great with the cheddar the English cheddar
Oh,
that you
yeah,
have.
Porterhouse.
So I'm glad you really liked
that
it.
Isla Mole.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
found?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That would be
Yeah.
fantastic with the Isle of Mole.
People love the bottles.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Love it. They are much easier to work with.
Yeah. And you can
So,
juggle them.
we're thinking about doing a completely random thoughts by Brian McGinnis. We're thinking about doing a virtual tequila tasting next door, where we put it in those little bottles, and then Jake puts a little amuse bouche with each one to pair with the tequila. And we do a
Nice.
virtual
Oof.
tequila tasting.
Nice,
So-
Rich.
Right.
He said he drank them from the
Did you
bottle.
put them in a brown
Brown
bag?
bag.
a little baby brown bag.
That's a
Yeah.
tiny little brown bag there, Rich.
Carol, those are yours to keep if you want.
Yeah,
We're not
use them
planning
for
on-
spells
Yep.
and incantations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's medicine, right?
Yeah.
Don't touch that. That's mommy's medicine.
All right, so
Okay.
varietal.
Uh,
well, we got to see what the group thinks here. What's
Yeah,
everyone
let's-
think
let's-
this
let's
is?
hear
Let's hear it from the group while I pour myself a little more.
that you don't. It's not your style wine.
Oh, that's a great call. The little porter cheese that we have.
Ooh.
Because that porter cheese tastes
Oh,
like stew. That porter
yeah.
cheese, that
Yes.
the stout,
Oh.
tastes like almost like a stew.
Oh, it's so
if
good.
you like that kind
That's
of
like
thing.
that's kind of a meal in cheese.
Yeah.
I love the tequila tasting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, good job, WineStyles. Technically, we're not allowed to do those little samples after the 27th, but we'll figure it out. Monastrell, Zinfandel, French Oak Bordeaux, Zin, Petite Syrah. Hey, Dave Hinkle, what is this? Oh,
You're on the
Dave.
spot.
I'm going to put him right on the
Davey
spot.
boy.
Yeah. Jared, what is this, buddy?
Pass the ball over. I do like the Zinfandel guess there. But what
I do too.
what
I do.
Zinfandel would it have been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Petite Syrah. All right. So, let's go to you two.
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
I think it's a Malbec.
Malbec
From?
from
I'm not good at that.
Iowa.
I'll say France.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that's BK horse. That'd be
Well,
good.
yeah.
That's a good guess. I like that guess.
Yeah.
I don't. This is kind of
I
feeling
like
a cab
cheesecake.
for me. Honestly, I'm feeling some cab.
You feeling the cab?
Cab.
Yeah. From
Ah,
Merlot.
there's a
Tinker
part of me
says
that wants
Merlot.
to say it's a California cab.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So think.
We got a Shiraz vote.
Yep.
Old Vine Zin.
So think tobacco. Think the chocolate piece of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
And then
the
let's
mindset
move
on that
to
one.
what this wine is.
And the one thing that I can see why someone would think it'd be an Old World Malbec, because it doesn't have a heavy amount of purple in it.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit of purple. When I see purple in a wine, it narrows it down to like half a dozen.
Yeah.
Because I just flat out, there are other grapes that do purple, but not many that you're going to find
Yeah, big
outside
purple
the wine
color,
geekdom.
yep, yep.
Yeah. So this
So what is this bad boy?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you, Brian. Come on. What do you? What,
Anybody want me to
yeah,
switch it?
yeah. What's the wine? Just the regular. Not there. You go.
It is
It's Malbec.
Malbec.
So nice job, Aaron.
Yes.
Go girl!
Holy crap, man. Malbec is got that cherry. It's
Seriously.
got that chocolate.
I have
It's
a
got
hole in
that
my mouth.
tobacco. It's got that coffee to it. So this is Malbec.
But it's an Argentine Malbec, so I would say it falls right in the middle of that graph right there. Maybe a little closer to the raspberry. So what it tells me is that it is a little maybe cooler climate area of Argentina, but there's that blackberry, that blueberry that just is a dead giveaway for a warmer climate. That's why you get that in Shiraz too, from Australia, that really heavy blueberry flavor.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, good points.
Cigar box Malbec from Argentina. Price on this wine is pretty surprising.
Competitive. I
It's
believe we-
competitive, is like what we like to say. $15.99 a bottle. $14.07 on sale. Not bad.
Yeah.
That one's actually been a very good seller.
It,
Actually,
it
And
really has.
For everybody that said like pipe tobacco and grandpa's
Yeah.
pipe
Yep.
tobacco,
You're
I mean,
spot on.
cigar box right
Yep.
there. Yeah. Look forward to when my porch is finished and I can smoke cigars.
Yes.
Again. So,
Something I can't do.
yeah.
Doctor frowns on it.
Yeah, well.
it happens.
Okay, so.
They frown on me eating a whole sleeve of Girl Scout cookies too, but I'm gonna do
You're
it.
gonna do it.
Like-
You know.
Well, I think
Yeah.
we segue into put that rosé guy back up again real quick.
Yeah.
So coming in June, we're not sure what we're going to do here, but I'm pretty sure we're going to
We
do
never
rosés
are.
from all. we're never sure what we're going to do. But number 5, Phaedra, the price was $32.99 and $29.03. For the next class, we're going to do rosés. We'll probably do rosés from all over the world. We might just stump Aaron and Sarah again, and so they have to tell us where the rosés are from. That'd be
Right on.
fun.
Maybe not the grape because that's a pain in the butt to do that
Yeah,
on the
well,
rosé.
So,
I like me some Grenache rosés.
and again, save your seat for that one. We the nice thing about these virtual tastings is we're not really limited to seating.
Yeah,
We
spacing
will be
makes a
limited to
difference.
seating if we do it in here, obviously.
Yeah.
But if we do it virtually, we could have 150 people on this thing. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
watch.
But Brian's gonna have to be on his feet for a long
oh
time.
my lord,
for
that or I'm gonna need to have more than one person and pouring bottles.
He
So.
might need some help.
But anyway, anywho, thank you for joining us this afternoon, this evening. What is it? Again, I lose track of time.
It's
And letting us-
almost after dark,
yeah.
not quite.
By the way, congratulations to you two. Holy crap, you did a nice job.
Yeah, I was.
You guys
Oh, I don't know
guessed
about
at least,
that.
I think you guessed half of them.
The sad thing is that the Reds, which is where I hang out,
Yeah.
is what I didn't
Yep.
Well, and I had first guesses, second guesses, third.
get. Yeah.
I kind of worked my way there.
That works that way when you're cutting wires on bombs too.
Yeah.
I got first guess and
Yeah,
second
that
guess.
doesn't work so
and
well.
then
third
boom.
guess.
Congratulations to all of you out there as well. I'm sure that from what I saw, you all, it seems like what happened?
So yeah, these virtual tastings, Phaedra has 2 great points. There is no limited seating, and you don't have to wear pants.
Yeah, you can be in your
Hey.
bunny slippers.
Yeah.
Or a top if you really, really, really don't want.
Wow.
Where do
Hello.
put
We
the
went
bunny
there, didn't we?
slipper?
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I'm only wearing a top because both of you told me I had
Well,
to.
you
I'm
kind of
wearing a
have
bunny
to.
slipper because
Yeah.
I get chilly,
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that shit, right?
and that's bunny slipper singular. So,
Bunny slipper.
Bunny slipper.
Ah.
The price of the last
Oh.
wine, if anyone's asking or wondering, was $15.99 and $14.07.
yeah.
Don't forget a couple ancillary things. Opening here on Saturday at 11 o'clock. And
I'll be
then,
here. Come see me.
Beer Style is going to be opening on Tuesday. We're going to do a little burger fun. We're going to grill some burgers on Friday. So come in and grab a cheeseburger for $5. Grab that thing and get some crowlers to go. And then
Get
we'll
you
open
some of
on
that.
Tuesday. And again, I can't stress enough. I just want to be. I'm itching to open, but I just
Yeah.
want to do the right thing here.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about safety, and it's all about doing what we possibly can to keep everybody,
Yes.
employees and customers, guests safe. Watch for the 9th for the virtual spotlight tasting. Be more exciting times with the 3 of us, the 5 of us. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we do, and we'll see you in the shop. Actually, we'll see you in the shop sitting here having a glass of wine
Friday.
here on Saturday.
Cheers.
Or- or-
Saturday.
Yeah, but we'll
Saturday.
do Friday virtual happy
Oh,
hour too.
virtual happy hour. Don't forget
we
about
still doing
that.
virtual
Yeah.
happy
Oh,
hour?
yeah, you're damn
So,
right. we
so
are.
if you're not ready to go out Friday night,
Yeah, we're gonna do back
you
to
can
virtual
stay
happy
in
hour. So
and hang out with us.
yeah,
Yes.
because we are fun to be around, right?
Well, that's what my mom tells me.
Yes. Well,
So-
but thank you,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
thank you for your patronage. It's been a tough 2 months, as you guys know, but without you,
Thank you.
we
You've
couldn't
all
do
been
this.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
God
Yes.
bless, and we'll see you at the shop.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought that went well.
Yeah, I think so. I just
I
kept
have to
getting
pee.
this call that
Well,
I
yeah,
have
your
to
phone was your
Yeah.
foot was vibrating that whole time. I
just-
was wondering what it
yeah.
was. You
I
should
just-
put that
the
on.
reception on this sucks.
I know. Well, the shoe needs to be bigger, I think, if you're going to get good reception.
Well, yeah, but I broke the antenna off.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway. Good time, though.